Hello World History students, Mr. Lasseter here, and in this video we're going to be looking at my classroom rules so that you know what to expect in my room this school year. So let's go ahead and get started. I have 5 simple rules in my classroom that I've had for years and they work pretty well. So if you would like, you can pause the video right now and read through all of them at once. We will be talking more about them in detail in just a second. I do want to emphasize that in my class and other teachers' classes, we do have school norms at RTHS that apply both inside and outside of the classroom. And so that will take place in my room as well and when I see you around school. Let's get started with rule number 1. I will come to class prepared and on time daily. So we have to ask ourselves, what does it look like to be prepared? At our school, that means bringing your device every day. Your computer should be in class and it should be ready to go. When you move between classes, you should not be shutting down your computer. You should simply put it into sleep or rest mode as you move from one location to another. And that assures when you open the screen up in your next class, it is ready for work. You should also keep it charged as best you can so that it will work throughout the class period. I also want you to make sure to bring a writing utensil every single day to class. We do a lot of writing in history, and I expect you to have that material. If you are having to scramble for those materials, it's taking a lot of time away from class, and you will owe it to me at a later date. I also want you to be on time daily to class. Now, that might be difficult for you in the first couple of days as you find your way around, but I expect you to be in my classroom and in your seat by the time class begins. Rule number 2, I will not disrupt class, other students, or the teacher. This is pretty straightforward. We don't want anything disrupting the learning process in our history class. So make sure that you are acting appropriately, that you are raising your hand when necessary, that you are not distracting other students from their work or interrupting the teacher or your peers while they are in discussion. I also want to make sure to emphasize that if you are on websites that are non-academic or not having to do with our activity, that is disruptive, not just to yourself, but to those around you. And that rule fits very well with my 3rd rule. I will show respect, honesty, and responsibility toward others and myself at all times. And this is very key. This is kind of a catch-all rule to make sure that you understand that at all times we need to make sure that we're treating others as we would like to be treated, and that you're treating yourself in that way. Being respectful of yourself, being honest with yourself, and being responsible for your own actions. I also think this rule fits well with our academic integrity policies here at RTHS, which you will hear more about at a later date. Rule number 4. This is a school rule that fits in my classroom as well. I will not eat food or drink non-water drinks in class. We ask that you don't do that because that's how you get bugs. Additionally, non-water drinks can be spilled very easily, causing problems for all the electronic devices we have. And if you have water in class, it must have a closable lid. So that means either a water bottle, a reusable water bottle, hopefully of your own, or a screw cap water bottle. And this especially, and I can't emphasize this enough, includes Cheetos. I should not see these in my classroom. I should not lay eyes on them. I shouldn't see them in your book bag, on the desk, opened or unopened. I have a personal vendetta against Cheetos in the classroom, so don't do it. And rule number 5, I will follow all directions the first time given. I do not expect in my classroom to have to ask for something to be done twice, so I would love for you to make sure that you're doing these things that I ask the first time. I will not ask you to do anything that is unethical, immoral, or dangerous in any way. So when I am giving instructions in the class, please follow those the first time given so that we can move quickly and efficiently through our lessons. Now, what happens if these classroom rules and norms are not followed? Well, we do have consequences here at RTHS, and there is a great bit of leeway that teachers have in each of their classrooms before we have to get administration involved. So in my classroom, I tend to give a warning, and then I will have a conversation with you about a behavior if it is a problematic behavior. If something is repetitive or is something that takes away from our learning time in class, then you will owe me or the community that time back. And so we will have some restorative time. An example of this might be if you leave your work area dirty or you do something in the classroom that makes a mess. Well, then you will owe me some of that time back to come in and perhaps clean up part of the classroom. And if there are repetitive behaviors that we've been dealing with, I will assign lunch detention and you will spend your lunch with me, in which case I will also be contacting parents, which is something I like to do regularly. And if these classroom consequences are not solving an issue, or if the issue is higher up on our norms chart, then admin involvement will be necessary. Now that you've seen my classroom rules and how I handle some of the more specific behavior issues in class, you do have a little bit more homework. So I want to make sure that you, as a student, understand this video and that you review it, as well as the syllabus that you received in class, and review that as well with your parents or guardians. You and your parents or guardians should sign the appropriate section of the syllabus indicating that you understand what was going on in this video, as well as understanding the policies of the syllabus. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions. I will be happy to answer them, and I look forward to seeing you in class tomorrow. Have a good day.